Hello, hello. You reached Manesh Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is January 11, 2012. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the global stock markets out there, where we cover everything from the U.S. to Europe to Asia and so forth. Okay. This is our normal disclaimer. This is for education use only. All charts that you're going to see are from Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade, or TradeStation, or Telechart 2000 from Warden Brothers. Okay, here are my contact details down here at mpatel@eiicapital.com. You could access our website, ichimokutrade.com, for any of the free videos out there, market outlook videos, Twitter, Facebook, and so forth. All that information's there. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Telechart 2000, and we're going to start looking at all the global markets. We're using this now instead of freestockcharts.com because this gives us a bigger interface moving forward. So if you look at the Frankfurt market here on a weekly time frame, you can see that we're getting very close to 6250, around 6300, which is its major resistance level there. So you got to wait to see exactly what's happening there, but it's trickling up there. It is at a minor resistance level right now, but 6300 is pretty much the major one there. Okay, let's go to Paris. And if you look at Paris, it's still got a far ways to get to this resistance level here at 3436, and even its minor resistance at 3300. So this is kind of weaker compared to the German market moving forward. So this is still a good Paris trade going where you go long on the German market, the DAX, and going short on the Paris market. Okay, London is still in the cloud. If you could see in a couple of weeks, the sentiment will change. But right now it's just sitting there consolidating. It's kind of close to this pivot here, which is at 57.42, the top of the range. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll see exactly what happens because the sentiment will automatically go bullish compared to the other markets in Europe. We're going to look at Stockholm on the ETF. Sorry, this is actually the index. If you look at it, it's kind of moved up here, but really nothing's going to happen until it breaks this pivot here at 1037. So nothing really going on in the Stockholm at all either. Okay, let's come down. Let's go. I'm just sorry. I got to put these in order. Next one we'll go through. There is a Israel in here. I'm blind today. There's the ETF for Israel here, and if you look at it, it bounced off this major support level here for this ETF, and it's kind of in a pullback phase now. Has a possibility going all the way up to 46.50 on a pullback, so just keep an eye on Israel on a little upward movement, but the overall trend is still down until it could break 56.50. Okay, let's go to South Africa. If you look at South Africa, it's really doing nothing, just consolidating in really tight range. So nothing really going on there. Russia, if you look at it, went down, really doing nothing right now. Has a potential going up to about $24 for the ETF, but really doing nothing at all. It hasn't followed through on its bearish momentum, just like a lot of the markets right now. So that's it for the Europe side. So let's start going over to Asia. If we go to Asia, let's start going to China and work our way downwards. China, if you look at the Shanghai, we'll shrink this down. It got down to this level here, way down there, and now it's trying to go back up to our support that we had broken. So the key level here is I'll just give it a level of 23.38 is going to be a resistance level to see exactly what happens. If it holds there, this means it's going to keep on going down. If it breaks there, then it has a possibility going back up to 2,500. So watch the Shanghai market very closely to kind of see exactly what's going to happen moving forward. Here's Hong Kong. Hong Kong's really doing nothing at all. 19,500 is going to be its resistance level, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens when it gets there. Okay, Korea. If you look at Korea here, really doing nothing at all, just consolidating, so not even worth talking about at all. Bombay market there, it bounced off this major level, this major support level, which it still cannot break, which is right around 15,500. So it's holding its ground there and not going down lower, but it still doesn't mean this momentum's over. It does have a possibility of going down some more. Just be patient and watch for it, but there's no trades right now as far as the Bombay market is concerned. Nikkei, If you look at Nikkei, it's still going down. It bounced off its major support level here, and then it's trying to make a move. It has a possibility going back up to 9,000, but only time's going to tell, because a lot of people are looking at this as a double bottom moving forward. Okay, and Sydney, as far as the Asia, really doing nothing at all, just consolidating in a tighter range. So nothing really is going on there. So now let's go back and come back and look at the TSX, which is Toronto. Here we go. Sorry, this is Canada. If you look at Canada, it's kind of broken out its minor resistance level now, and it's trying to get to about 12,600. So watch for that moving forward. Mexico's been a strong one, but it's just kind of consolidating right now, really not doing anything at all. It's got to break this resistance level here at 37,726 to move forward. And then there's Brazil. Definitely need to cover Brazil. Sorry, this is Colombia right now, still consolidating, nothing really going on there. And then lastly, for the Americas, before we get into the US, this is Brazil. It's getting close to that 60,000 level again, and that's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens there. But this thing may consolidate for the longest time, or may bounce off that 60,000 level and then go down. But right now, considering it's been consolidating, it's making the bearish really weak going forward. So now let's go over to the US side. Let's go look at the Dow futures, which has been the strongest one. Remember, daily is on the daily time frame is here on the left hand side, and the weekly is on the right hand side. And if you look, we're slowly trickling upwards. We broke this major resistance level here, right here at 12,231, and we're slowly trickling upwards. Next resistance level is going to be around 12,644. So we're slowly going up, moving forward. Minor support is going to be at 12,299, and major one's going to be at 12,000 even. Okay. Next one we're going to look at is the ES. If you look at the ES, look at it, it's still in the cloud, so it really hasn't even got to this major resistance level, which is at 1,306. So that's the level it's slowly trickling past, but it did break this resistance level here at 1,275. So this thing is still trickling upwards. Major support's going to be at 1271. Minor support's going to be at 1271. Major's going to be at 1243. NASDAQ. If you look at NASDAQ, it's slowly trickling up, but you could see all these major resistances it's got to sit there and get through. Major resistance level, which is the top of the consolidation range, is 2,426. Minor support's going to be 2,291 moving forward. Okay. And then lastly, TF, which is typically strong here. The small caps are pretty strong moving forward in January and February. If you look at the TF, it's slowly trickling up. It broke its resistance level here, but it is in the cloud, which is stopping it. And next level is going to be 769. Support level is going to be 731. As you can see, the Dow futures are still leading everything moving forward. Then comes the NASDAQ, and then comes the S&P, and then the TF. Okay, so that's pretty much the levels there. Now, well, we're going to do something different this week. We have a heat map on our website. We're going to show you some things. So first things we're going to do is we're going to look at the Dow 30. And we're going to see if there's any opportunities on the daily, weekly time frame. And the way this works is that what you're going to do is on the daily time frame, you want to look for a 2 and a 4. Then you look at the weekly and make sure it's the same color. So green means bullish. So if the daily is green, the weekly has to be green. If the daily is bearish, which is red, the weekly has to be red. So you're going to look for a 2 or 4 rating system on the daily, and then on the weekly you want to look for the same color, with it being either 2, 4, or 5. So these are 2 time frame opportunities moving forward. And if you scroll down here, this is 2 different colors, so that's not an opportunity there. This is 2 different colors, there's nothing there. These 5s are pretty much meaning that it's already gone into the trend, and if it's 5 yellow, that means it's too late, you missed it already, it's overextended. So if you keep on scrolling down, there's no 2 time frame opportunities right now in the Dow 30, because either they've moved or they entered it into a consolidation pattern now. Let's go look at the country ETFs. We've analyzed a lot of them, but this covers a little more. And if you scroll down here and look for opportunities right now, Italy's still bearish, but it's already moved. So that's not a new opportunity at all. If you keep on scrolling downwards, you'll see that there's hardly any opportunities right now because things are already starting the trend or they're in a consolidation pattern. Okay, so remember, when that starts to happen, that means patience is the key in order for you to move forward. Now let's go look at the sector side and see what sectors are hot. A couple of weeks ago, construction was really hot, and moving forward, and you could see construction is now 5 and a weekly 0. So this is already triggered on the trades already happening. All these 5s are trades already happening moving forward. So we're looking for 2s and 4s on the daily, which you really don't see down here. You do on personal goods, but the weekly is basically neutral, so that's not an opportunity. Here's one opportunity there is. So you could look at software and computer services as one opportunity moving forward right now as a possible scenario. And in order for that to move and start a trend, it's got to basically sit there and break the last resistance level. Once it does, this 4 and a 5 will basically turn into a 5, which means it's starting a trend right there. So the only sector right now that we see there's an opportunity right now is software and computer services. Reason why is everything else is pretty much starting the trend already or entered a consolidation pattern. That's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next week. Here are my contact details again.